Hi guys, Dandelion Song here. Welcome back. In this video, I would like to take a look at this video by Unicef Marciano, and I saw this on W7, and he has this link here that shows the connection to Pope Francis and UNICEF, and he's tying this, W7 is tying this to the Pope's visit, in that they're probably he's thinking there is going to be a disclosure. Alright, so this is the first still from the UNICEF video, and I will put the links below that I'm going to analyze, and I just wanted to show you that it's at 108, and we know the spirituality number of 108. In fact, I want to do a video just on this number, 108, but in this case, it's a 9, I think. So I'm not so sure what to think about all of this. It looks like they are going to probably have a false flag event with aliens. I don't know if they're gonna, I'm not sure what their plan is. It could be that they're gonna, present the aliens as friendly and then have the aliens attack us, maybe, showing that how innocent and friendly the Pope is or something. I'm not sure. Let's see here. So here we have a 3H3, a 3HC. I believe this is either a C or it's 2 hearts. I'm not sure. But this, I just wanted to show you that this is an 11, because that's an 8, and that's an 11. And as we remember, the timestamp here was 11:9. I don't know if a heart means a 9 or not. Let me look at the word real quick. All right, so what I get from a heart is that it's a 7. It's the 52 number, which I think of this as the quantum random generator number, like the anything can happen number, because this is the deck of cards, and that was the first physical, everyday example of a quantum random frequency generator. Something that you could prove. Well, not really prove, but something that people noticed right away, that it had supernatural abilities to respond to the observer. There's a 1 and a 23 and a 28 here, so it depends on what you think. If you think that this one should be over here with the 29, you have a few more 11s to look at here. So from this coding on this side, the red wall, the red has so many 9s in it. This is a 9, this is a 9. Together it makes another 9, the 27. When you see things like a red hat, that's a 923, or that's a 911 actually. This wall, I want to point out the pi here, the 25, and it does match up with the word all in the way that we understand them seeing the number pi. But when you add it up all together, oh, it's a 48, which is a 12. So this is a completion number. This is kind of like I have been interpreting this as the lower square of the free compass, of the Freemason compass and square. And from my readings, I'm sorry, gosh, it's already too late for my brain to work. From my readings of Maurice Cottrell of the ancient use of this, is that it was originally used to remind rulers of correct rule. So I just want to put that in there. I did look at this because it's obviously pointing at him, and this one is also pointing at him. So we have 3 arrows, so at least 3 that I can see. Now arrows, especially white arrows, are a sign of a false flag. And I don't know if I'm quite eloquent in that anymore. I first noticed that in the movie Armageddon, where they send up the ship Messiah, and it has an arrow or a harpoon or torpedo or some kind of thing like that on there, on the badge logo. And that means when you see the white arrow, it's like a deception of the white horse of deception. I'm kind of going on memory. I hope I have that right. It's been a little while since I have called out that Bible aspect. But here's the 3 white arrows. So this could be your sign right here, where they tell you, because the Freemasons, they feel like they have to tell you to be sportsmanlike, where they are telling you that this is a false flag. So this might be the place where they do it. Well, here the J, I'm going to say that's a J, and an I is Ra. And then on this side, it's a little bit cut off. And let me move the screen so you can see way over here. There's 2 A's and a B, which I'm tempted to think like Baal or something like that. Like, you know, there's probably an L over here. I don't want to demonize, you know, aliens, because I think that is, or star people, because I think that is actually what the Vatican wants to do. They are going to come at it sideways, though, because they are very tricky. So they're going to come at it as, we need to be their friends, we need to love them and baptize them. Here they are. Oh no, they killed us. That's too bad. Oh no. And then, you know, but it's all really fake. It's all really just, you know, a role playing within our own military. So I think we need to be on alert for that. And then, you know, that also ties into the, you know, the Pope dies, and that's what he's been predicting, and that's what shows up in his numbers. Well, anyway, okay, I didn't move this. No, I did. I was looking at the thing that was on my screenshot. So we have a 22 over here. This is what I want to show you, 1920. You can see it as a 22. Or you can also see it where you add the 4 to the 9, and that into the 19, and that's a 23. So it depends on what you think is going on here, or all things, really. You know, I think they like to be all inclusive. But these white arrows, I'm going to actually gematria this. Hold on, I just want to see what is there 3 arrows. One's black and 2 of them are white. What do you guys think a black arrow means mixed with 2 white arrows? All right, so I just pulled up the white horse of Revelations, and it is the horse of deception, so I'm glad I got that right. And I really don't want to go back and edit those things out. It just takes so long. Or I could just say, yep, I made a mistake. It's actually this. But this time I was right, so that's great. So here's another, this is the Wikipedia image of one of the white horse. Just wanted to show you this. I like the older images better. One thing I want to say, so he's always shown with a bow and an arrow. And that, so then when we see a white arrow, that's why I'm making that clue for you. So I think we're ready to move on from this topic. But I wanted to say, oh gosh, oh yes, now I remember that my theory, and this can be confirmed, but with studying Francis Bacon and some of the work that Zachary K. Hubbard has done, that the Bible was translated, edited by Freemasons, and they only the Catholics only make a show of having a separation between Freemasonry and Catholicism, and they also only make a show of separating Zionism from Catholicism. So it's really all the same. So what I want to say is they are making these predictions, and they are going to make them come true. So what it's going to look like here, though, what it's going to look like with, I think that what they're going to try to make this look like is that these guys are deceptive, you know, and this is all just a stage. These are all just actors on a stage, I'm pretty sure. So they're going to fulfill their own prophecy by making these guys look deceptive, when in fact they're actually telling you right here, they're kind of giving you a message that, okay, this guy, you know, see, if they were trying to tell the future with this, they would be saying, this is a deceptive guy, watch for the deception. But I think what they're really trying to tell you is, we're giving you fair notice that the whole thing is deception. And if you miss the clues, then, you know, that's too bad for you. You deserve to miss the clues, or something like that. I think that's how they think. So there's a scene where he's bullied here after he probably made a, you know, I don't know if he did like a sharing thing of where he comes from and what his ship looks like, and they're throwing paper. The students are throwing paper at him. So here he is during the 17th second, going back to his seat and staying calm. And I think that would be a sign of being holy, because they, I actually haven't talked about this before, but just in my reading today, I think that they think of the pie as whole, even though I think it's because it is the ratio between the diameter and the circumference, and so it's the inner and the outer and both sides and all around, so it's holy. So that's the idea of holy. So here he is being calm and patient with humanity in the moment of pi, which is holy. So here's someone spitting on him, and now I just realized I forgot to look up the 3 arrows. Okay, hold on, I'm going to go do that. All right, so this is white arrow, and these are the simple in English gematria. It's way at the top. I just wanted to save the time of scrolling down. So I wanted to show you that it equals Prometheus. From my understanding of Prometheus, this was a god who tried to help the people, and then he was killed by the other gods, or harmed in some way. So I'm not an expert, but that's my little idea about that. Revelations, Word of God, infinite love. So the white arrows, is interesting that it equals that. Up at the top in the Jewish gematria, it equals William Jefferson Clinton and some other things. All right, so here he is in the library reading The Big Bang. What I want to point out real quick, actually something does happen here. I can't remember what it is, but what I want to point out is that real star people have the ability to change how they appear. So they would not come down here and cause disturbances. They are much more advanced than we are. And I know a lot of people think that I'm crazy for talking as if I know them. I have seen a few of them, and they look the ones I saw look very, very much like humans. From a distance you would not know. Or you might have a peculiar feeling. Like the ones that I saw, it was in a public place, and they walked right up to me, and they were shorter than I expected. They were very beautiful, beautifully shaped, a little shorter than me. They were 2 men of almost the same height, blonde hair and blue-eyed, but they were, I guess you don't expect a blonde hair, blue-eyed person to be short. I'm not sure. He was shorter. Both of them were shorter than me, and they came right up to me, and they said, "You are doing," I was holding my baby in my arms, and they said, "You are doing a fine job with your baby." And I was like, "Thank you." And they asked me if I knew who the baby was. And I said, what I should have said was, "No, I don't. Please explain to me." I don't know what came over me. I thought I was a know-it-all or something. I said, "Yeah, I do know who this baby is." And then they turned, they nicely, friendly. They were not scary at all. Oh, the other thing, they had really, really sparkly blue eyes. Like if you saw their eyes, you would know they're not human. Because nobody has blue eyes like that. I've never seen any blue eyes like that. And both of them had the same blue eyes. So because these guys came up to me in public, they didn't scare me, even though they looked unusual. That's another sign of a supernatural event. When you are not scared, but really you should be, but you're not. That's a sign. They have a calming aura or something. They just calm you down. You actually forget what you wanted to say. You forget all the normal things you would do, like, "Hey, can I have a ride on your ship? Can I have a replicator, just please, a little one? Like maybe one to put on my watch?" Something like those things that you would normally say if you met a friendly star person. You don't think of those because they put out like a very calming aura, and you're just like, "Oh, aren't your eyes beautiful?" And then pretty soon they're gone, and you wished you'd said something else. Well, anyway, so we had a nice exchange. They acted like they knew me, and they acted like I should know them. And I did feel like I knew them, but I'd never seen them before. But then they just turned and walked away, and they just, I didn't watch them dematerialize, but they weren't really there after they went a certain distance. So what I want to say, and I hope I didn't share too much on this, hopefully I won't have to make that one unlisted. But what I want to say is these guys can look however they want. Sometimes they will show you, if you I've heard from other people, I don't have this experience, they will show you their true appearance, and they can tailor their appearance for whatever you want. Now, this brings up good and not so good star people. I believe that negative star people can do the very same thing. They can look exactly like somebody that you would trust, or they can look like somebody that you might be likely to speak to. So anyway, it's basically a jungle out there. There's anything that you can imagine, it's out there. However, this is unlikely, I would think, where they would have a small a small strange looking child come down and be like a pioneer of culture among us. For one thing, the way that they think, and it's actually just a loving way to think, the way that the good ones would think, they wouldn't want to cause you to stumble in your behavior. They wouldn't want to cause you to sin or make mistakes. So they wouldn't come down and just smile and be holy while children bully them. Because since they're so much more advanced than we are, they actually become responsible for that experience, because they put those children in that position knowing that they would misbehave. That makes the most evolved being responsible for the whole thing. So it's the same with you. If you caused someone to sin, or if you set someone up to steal something and they did steal it, granted, they could not steal it, but if you set them up to steal it and they stole it, you're responsible as well as they are for doing that. So these guys wouldn't do this. This lends to my theory that this is all going to be a big show. However, I just want to keep saying that I think there really are good star people, and I think they really do prevent nuclear war, among other things. So it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. I know I'm different. All right. All right, so here we have another pie moment, just a few seconds later, and a boy comes up behind him and pops a bag. And our little holy, how they're portraying him as holy with this spiritual number. You know, our little holy guy here, he doesn't even flinch. Actually, sorry, correction, he does flinch, but he doesn't hold any anger. I had remembered that wrong. I thought for sure he didn't flinch, but he flinches. You can see this for yourself. I'm going to put a video, I'll put a link below. Let me just roll this a little bit so you can hear this crazy music they put in here. Oh, actually, see the planet over here and the Milky Way? I wanted to show you the sheets. Look at this. These are the grays. Now, oh my gosh, I really, really want to make this a short video, guys. I am trying to get better at making shorter videos. We have red, white, and blue bell-shaped vehicles, and I have seen these in the sky. I hardly ever see these, but I have seen them. Usually I see the spheres and then really large ships. But these, I believe, are older Pleiadian ships, and they have been given to the Nazis, and then they've kind of spread around to all kinds of different military, and now both the positive and the negative military have these. There's also these little grays on the blue, and you saw my it's actually stuck in a Simpson decode, is my decode of the word blue. I'm actually going to try to break that Simpson video down into a bunch of smaller pieces so that I can refer to the little pieces so that people don't have to watch the whole thing. So if you see all those little pieces coming, you watch the whole thing, you know, you already got it. But I'm going to have to do that so that I can refer people to the blue and things like that, because it's basically be luminous. Here we have a 10. I just want to, yeah, and then at the, so this would be right here, this would be the 9/11 moment where he's looking at the sky. And he does look a little bit like Avatar, those Avatar people, right? Like, they already built some friendly feelings into this. And so I think they're going to have a betrayal. They're going to have some friendly looking aliens, and then there's going to be a betrayal of humans by the aliens. You know, it's the way it's going to be set up. And so just to cause more mistrust. And you can see that one of the main themes of Hollywood is to fear and distrust star people. But I do have a little soapbox. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes about the grays. I'm sure many of you maybe know as much as I do about the grays. Their supposed involvement with our planet having to do with the nukes, and then they felt they felt like we owed them some DNA, because the story goes that our nuclear activity, which may or may not be true. I know that a lot of people are exploring the theory that all nukes are hoaxes, and I'm open to, all kinds of questioning history. We need to question everything, but I'm just going to speak about this as it has been portrayed, that the Greys came here through the rift that was created by the nukes, and because we had destroyed one of their planets, spoke to our leaders, and in exchange for some military and some technology, they were able to take millions of people for genetic research, because they had basically cloned themselves into a corner. And now if you listen to Bashar, who is on Facebook, and he claims to be a hybrid Grey from 3,000 years in the future, and he is quite a interesting character. So if you're interested in that whole idea, he has a certain, he calls his people the Asani, and this to me is actually, I'm glad that I have exposed myself to all kinds of different ways of thinking and learning from all kinds of different people, because whether I believe Bashar or not, this really ties into these times. So he says that eventually the Asani will come to Earth, and we will, because they have time traveling abilities, and we are the ancient ones to them, but we will meet other star people first. So this has a lot to do with the hybrid kind of idea, the accepting of basically Greys, accepting of people with big eyes and different kind of skin. It does fit into what Bashar is talking about. Now, when I first listened to Bashar, I would post on Facebook about that Greys are believed to be jinns, D-J-I-N-N, which are fire angels. And so now I have a different perspective on everything Bible-like. So it's really, it's hard to kind of speak about those kind of things, but that was my opinion about Greys. So I know that some people feel very tolerant of the Greys. Some people feel like the Greys are family, because they feel like they have memories of having children and then being allowed to go and visit their children. Lots of strange things are afoot. So I'm not sure what they're planning with this, but I just wanted to bring in that little thing that I knew about the Greys. Alright, so I want to show you a different kind of gematria that I learned about today. I was on this website, Secrets in Plain Sight. He has a post here on English gematria, and then he goes down here, and then he talks about this gematria that was designed by Cherie Rainbow, and she has a free calculator that you can download. And so this website is secretsinplainsight.com/2011/09/17/English-gematria/. I'll try to remember to put that in the comments, but I mean in the description. So okay, so I downloaded this. I'll show you that website where I downloaded it from. Here comes in a zip, and here it is. And so what I did is I put in Grey hybrid. Now you have to read the Secrets in Plain Sight he has a compelling argument for trying this. So he says that what this does is here, so I put it in here, it is translated. It runs 21 different aspects of simple gematria, forward and backward, sideways, all kinds of different things. And then what it does is it shows you which ones, how many match. So you know how I have taught about that the English, simple, and Jewish, when those all match, that is a strong, compelling match. And I haven't found that very often. Well, this one, I don't think it uses I think simple is probably the main thing it uses. It has a bunch of different calculations. There's 21 of them, but you can compare this over 21 different calculations to see which ones match the most. So this is what Grey hybrid matches. So I don't know if you could see here on the left, it says 77, prosperity, the Essenes. Over here, this one says best friends. See, I feel suspicious about this because I don't feel very naturally trusting of grays, but I'm just going to show you what this says. The big secret, who is Sarah, 1, 2, 3. This is the conspiracy count up number. If you just put 1, 2, 3 into the simple gematria, conspiracy comes up as a match. Crop circles. Now that makes a lot of sense, right? So I guess I could just take, you know, some of my own medicine and say, well, okay, there's going to be naughty grays and there's going to be good grays. Here it says the god Elohim, so this would be plural. And here, over here, actually they don't match this one, but this is the 144 right here that matches the Elohim. So he's Scott Onscott of Secrets in Plain Sight says, okay, here we have a full match. So these ones would be he says, according to his and Shireen's view, is that the ones with the full match are the closest. And this, here it says sheepberry. There you have it, folks. So let's see. I don't know why that one isn't at the top. I think they should put the full matches at the top. So I just wanted to show you this new thing that I'm playing with to see what I can learn about this. Because when I read this article, let me go back here. When I read this article, let me see if I can save you a trip here. He talks about when you input a phrase, it is compared against a database of over 66,000 entries in the version that he downloaded. This shows how they do it. I didn't understand. They explained how to do it, but I didn't understand what they said. Sharon, not Sherry, typed in dozens of phrases, and she reported only matches that share all 21 categories: forwards, backwards, sideways, horizontal. The 21 matches are rare, and many phrases don't have them. So these ones have, this is a 21 match. Illuminati organization, an evil secret fraternity. So I don't know if they have anything in here about the grays, but you might want to come here and look at this list. And this list is what made me think, okay, yeah, I want to look at this. I want to learn this. I wish I could do it with a piece of paper, and it seems like they show that, but I didn't get it. All right, so this is a scene with a dropped purple pencil with daisies on it. Daisies is a sign of Ishtar, Ishtar Inanna. She has daisies on her Ishtar gate, and we're at 30, which is the Hale Bible Alice eagle number. And a strange thing happens here. He picks it up. I think it belonged to a girl. He picks it up to give it back to her, and there's green goo on it. I don't know how that fits in the story. All right, this is one of my favorite parts of this. Let me show you the timestamps in here. Where are we? All right, this is my favorite gematria study of this. I think you're going to like this. So this is an 9/11 on the counter, and this is the first. He comes in with his green hand, and he hands him a blue apple. Okay, so here we are. Then he's going to grab the apple, right like that, and this is right at the 40. So I showed you the 9/11 and the 40, and the 40 is the U.S. So the U.S. grabs the blue apple. Here we go. So just to show you that it's a 90, a 540, and basically a 1010. And if we come down here, I'll just show you first of all, in the Jewish gematria, here are the associations. Now keep in mind that's basically only one association. So but here's where, this is where I went, aha, now we're onto something. See what is, you know who this guy is, right? And how, this does tie into Unicef. Like I showed you here, the Vatican City / New York, where His Holiness Pope Francis and Unicef Executive Director Anthony Lake met today in Rome to launch a new partnership that will provide more disadvantaged adolescents with skills, information, and understanding they need to become fully participating citizens of their world. So Bergoglio matches blue apple. So this is the moment where the alien hands a blue apple to the U.S. That's what we just saw. Let's look at the other ones. Matthew. I showed you Matt. I did a decode of the word Matt in the Simpsons long video that I did. I'll try to pull those out. Holy Bible. Hallelujah. Thunder. Sphinx. Autumn. The Magician. Free will. Bible code. The moon. All right, let's just look at Bergoglio here. Did I do this right? Okay, translate. Whoops. Hold on. So I do like to take a peek at these numbers and look at this. We have a 9, 144, 432. This is the sonic geometry Hertz association. It's very central to all sonic geometry. It has to do with the speed of light. We have all three numbers of the secret of life according to Tesla, and a 999. So, you know what this tells me? Either they ran this backwards through this very counter, or the person who designed this is an insider, or this name was made up. Yes, this name was made up, going backwards through this counter. Look at this 108 with a Venus, a double Venus window. Look at these numbers. They are so, I don't know, picturesque, poised, that kind of thing. Thank you. We don't need that now. Okay. All right. So it matches Yom Kippur, so it matches on, we'll just say 7 of each of these. Cell phone. That's because all right. Microwave 44. 222, that's kind of like a 23. Let's just scroll down to see if we have any full matches. Oh, we have one on pedophile. Oh, are you nauseated? I'm sorry. I hope you weren't eating dinner. We have a full match on pedophile. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I would have warned you if I knew that was coming. All right, let's see. This is why I don't like that guy. I don't care what he says. He's lying. All right, so that's Bergoglio. We could do his whole name, but I have a little bit more to show you first. So we're on Pope Francis's Wikipedia here. I just want to take a look at some of his numbers. I had something up here I wanted to show you, and now I can't find it. But here we have a June 18th, which is a 618, and this is the 169th day. And I just want to tell you that he issued a papal encyclical about climate change. Care for the environment, sustainable development. You know, what a sweet guy. No, I'm kidding. He's not sweet. Okay, the encyclical sets apart the basic human needs and appetites. Okay, that's not a good word right now. Francis considers that the former are small and non-negligible, and that the latter are potentially unlimited. All right, just want to point out this date, because they do things on special dates. Okay, so here's the gematria of his full name, his full birth name. So this reduces to a 116, and I just saw a 611 in some of the dates on his Wikipedia. Here's the 2160 anagram of the diameter of time for zodiac age. It says specifically on his Wikipedia that he's not Pope Francis I, although no one else has had this name, so they don't. So then I had to put a first in there, and I don't know if it matters, but it's a 40. So just Pope Francis the First, and are these numbers, which match in the Jewish gematria, match the chosen one, Prince Charles, the Torah code, and San Francisco, Chaldean gematria. All right, well, I really do want to tear apart more of his numbers, but I also want to watch Zachary K. Hubbard, because he's really good at tearing apart numbers, and he could probably rake more numbers together than I could in a day. But this number is also very important. This is a 31313, and that happens to be, if I remember this right, 923 days between this day and 922. And here he is, the 266th Pope. Just scan real quick the English and simple gematria of Catholic Church, and it matches the rapture. So I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of sad Christians on our hand when this rapture doesn't happen. We have Walt Disney here, some other stuff, Princess Diana, Flower of Life. So I can't remember if I mentioned, okay, so we're back here at Blue Apple, but I can't remember if I mentioned this, that we see the 923 here in Bergoglio. Very important. All right, so I just wrote all this out ahead of time to save some time. So Blue Apple has these numbers of this. This is the simple English and the Jewish geometry. So you see the 923 in the Blue Apple. It also matches Bergoglio, which is the name of the Pope, and he has another 9 so that he has like a double 9 on either side of his 23. It's handed by, the hand is green, so I looked up green hand, and that happens to match Barack Obama. Then I looked up white glasses, and I found a few ties, but I think the main symbolism here is this person sees naively or purely or innocently or something like that. I think that's what the symbolism is. And so at the moment, again, I just want to underline this, at the moment the Blue Apple is handed, 923, we have a 911 on the clock down here, and I've said in other videos, but I'll just say it again, that 911 equals 923, because one either equals 923 or 924. Zachary says it's 24. I think I've checked it before and it was 23, but I don't remember. Anyway, it could be one of those. But this is the Julian calendar, which is the Roman calendar, and this is the Gregorian. The other one's the Gregorian. I'll just put a G so that you can see that. And then I just wanted to show you this one. This is the moment where he accepts the apple. And this is the 40 moment. This is the U.S. So I believe this is the moment where the U.S. accepts the apple. Now, does that remind you about anything? Does it remind you of any problems in the Bible when people accept an apple from someone else? I'm not sure. It's ringing a bell. Is it ringing a bell for you guys? All right, well, now things start to get a little freaky. Oops, sorry, that's kind of loud. Let me turn it down. We have wizards, butterflies, fairies in the forest. And what is our friend doing over here? Look, first of all, this is the agent. This is the agent number. So he's acting boldly. He's acting out boldly. This is how I described this number earlier. I think it was today, possibly in a video. Maybe I don't have that video up yet because I'm going to let this video cut to the front. Yeah, I think it's in another video that will probably come up after this video. The agent number is when you step out for good or whatever. It's where you step out for your mission and you become less fearing, you overcome your shyness, and you do what you're called to do. And that's what he's doing right here in this moment. He's levitating the characters here. Okay, so let's look at levitate. It's fun. Are you guys having fun? I hope this is fun to do together. I have more fun when I think that there's other people who are interested in these things and enjoy these videos, so I hope you're having fun. This matches in the English and the simple geometry I have written down in my book. It matches Gematria Database, Vatican City, Holy Water, Moravian, and Buckingham Palace. So, and then here I just did a video today on the many ways to decode the word and having to do with the secret word being pi, I believe. So it's really interesting how that ties in and how it ties into the Vatican. Let's go down here. Oh, and King Arthur. Hussein Obama, kind of, you know. I thought it was going to be quick to find it. Let me find it for you. Okay, Vatican City. This is also a moment I'll show you where he becomes accepted by the group. And so maybe handsome and brave and seize the day. Maybe all of these things, you know, come into play here. Let's just look at Vatican City. So there's kind of like, there's a 12 here, a 2 and a 9. There might be something just right in there in Vatican City. And it also matches the tall whites. Did you see that? Let's go back. Not precisely though. But this is an inverted anagram. All right, let's just take a look down here. Angelic humans. Oh, King Arthur. Yeah, okay. All right, so I wanted to take a look at the Vatican City. I actually haven't done this yet, so I'm going to just draw a line between here and our Washington, D.C. area. So hold on, and I'll draw it for you. When you're trying to pick a place to draw your line, you pick the dome. And this is a key. It goes over to here. This is a key. So the whole thing is a key. So if you were over here measuring things, you'd want to measure that in there. This is a 5-pointed star. And we also have the 7 hills in here. But here, so I'm going to measure it from this dome. All right, well, here we are to the center of the place where he'll be speaking on the 24th is very, 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 very precisely 300 degrees. And sometimes I don't trust these ladder numbers, but since I went dome to dome, let's go ahead and just trust the ladder number. So this would be 300, and then our pi number, or our Q number. So Q is the interrupter of phi. And then in the distance, we have, I'm going to kind of go with this number, the 44, which is a kill number. A 9 and a 2 is both a 9 and an 11, but just in case you ran out of 9s, we have 2 extra 9s over here, which basically, to me, it's encoded in his name, Bergoglio, plus probably other things. I just didn't dig very deep. And this is the direction from the Georgia Guidestones, which I have been saying. I'm amazed that all of that actually shows up in there. Now, since I haven't saved this, actually I should save it. Hold on, I'll pause this while I save it. All right, well, it's kind of rare for it to change even this much of a degree when you go such a far distance and then you just go a little bit. But I basically went to the center of the Holy of Holies on the Solomon's Temple that I put over here. And if this video isn't up yet, it's coming up right after this one about Solomon's Temple, because I think I flipped it around and it's in the right direction now. So this is the center of the Holy of Holies. So it's a 9-3. Which is a 12, and then over here it's a 30-72. Now 300, and 72, of course, is the number of years for the sun to change it for the zodiac age to change 1 degree, the sun to move 1 degree in the zodiac. All right, so let's measure the Washington Monument, which is here as Osiris's phallus. If I put phallus or penis in the title, then I can like triple my views, but we kind of get the wrong audience that way, so I probably won't do that. But here it is. So it's a 5, it's a 94. So we're going up a tenth of a mile each time. And then here we have the 73, which is the top of the star matrix, the 3773, 1221 prime ratio relationship between those numbers. All right, well, I guess that was worth doing. If we put it in the center of the White House, it is a 370.74 degree heading, so we have the 4th of July right there. So as we back out here, are you surprised that the line has that steep of an angle going up? This line goes straight to Italy. Are you surprised about that? Because on the globe, it looks like Italy is kind of, it's more of a warm climate. It's farther down, farther down in the south. So I'm always surprised when I see this kind of thing. Look how far up that is. Why? Wait, maybe let's just orient this. Here we go. Yeah, okay. I know. Wait, I'm going to show you more about this video. Yeah, that's surprising to me. This is different than the globe looks, I'm pretty sure. The globes that we had. Or, could be wrong. I was expecting that it would be more of a straight shot across the ocean. What do you guys think? All right, so we did all that because of the levitation that happened in the video. But I also wanted to show you really quick that levitation, according to the Buddhists, is a byproduct of meditation, and probably inner balance. It means that the ways to get supernatural powers are universal, the strong karma from the past lives and times, practicing with strong concentration of mind and body with a teacher. Don't want to take up too much of your time here, but they do have, you know, what's called demonic levitation, and they have kind of spiritual levitation. So I think they're portraying this person as a spiritual person. And portraying him as a spiritual person goes along with the Pope saying that these guys are baptizable and that they are family and that kind of thing. So I think he's just setting us up, though, for a betrayal. So we have these guys levitating here. We're almost done. I just wanted to show you there's going to be a look moment here at 53 seconds, and I'll run this. Okay, and I'll run this. Here we go. So they're looking. Oops, I missed it. They were all looking at 53 seconds. You saw that, right? And he's having an inner peace moment here, and everybody's happy. After that in the story, it seems like he is well liked, and he sits in the center, and everything's good. The levitation apparently won everybody over, and now they like him. I forgot to show you the alarm still. The moment where it's something shocking happens, and we see the 5-5. I'm sorry. Here we go. There it is, right there. And then at the end, there's a rapturous blast of light right at the 12 mark, which would be the completion of the circle. The 12 being like the round table kind of idea. And it says, don't lose the opportunity to accept an alien. Actually, I don't speak this language, but I think that's what it's saying. And then here's Unicef. And just to let you know that it's Vatican and it's Roman, whenever you see this anywhere, it has to do with Rome. So if you'd like to check out this video, I'll put it in the description, but it's also the Supernatural Worldview Examining Paranormal, PSI, and the Apocalyptic, and this is where I believe Dabu found it. Alright, well, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I hope you like that decode. Talk to you soon.